Okay, you know how it is, like everyone's always searching for that magic weight loss solution, right?
Yeah, like a quick fix. It's a huge industry for sure.
Totally. And today we're diving deep into one of those buzzy solutions. It's a supplement called Mitolyn.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I know you might be thinking, oh, another one. But stick with us because Mitolyn says it has a different approach. So we're going to break down all their claims from their website.
Going straight to the source. Good idea.
Right. So they market Mitolyn as this natural dietary supplement, all about boosting your metabolism and burning fat.
Oh.
And they're pushing that natural angle hard, saying the formula is 100% natural, plant-based, non-GMO, gluten-free, the whole 9 yards.
Sounds like they're hitting all the right notes.
Yeah, they even say it's made in the USA in FDA-registered GMP-certified facilities.
Well, that's good to hear, at least on the surface, but what exactly are they claiming Medellin does to make you lose weight?
Their big thing is targeting the root cause of slow metabolism, which they say is poor mitochondrial efficiency.
Okay, that sounds kind of technical.
It is. But bear with me, because it gets pretty interesting.
Yeah, for anyone listening who might not know what mitochondria are, they're like these tiny powerhouses in our
Right.
cells. And they're the ones turning the food we eat into usable energy, called ATP. Basically, they're essential for everything our body does, including metabolism and how well we burn fat.
Exactly. And Mitolyn's claim is that when those mitochondria aren't working efficiently, our metabolism just tanks. We store more fat, and it's way harder to lose weight.
Makes sense.
So they're saying Mitolyn is like this reset button, optimizing mitochondrial function, turning your body into a fat-burning machine, basically.
I see. So they're framing it as like improving your body's own natural processes, not some external thing, right?
Exactly. And they're really into this whole well-being approach. They claim that by boosting mitochondrial function, Mitolyn not only burns fat, but also gives you more energy, reduces cravings, helps you think clearer, and even lower stress.
Wow, that's a lot of claims.
Right. And they all sound pretty good, but let's break down how Mitolyn supposedly works, like the actual mechanisms.
Yeah, let's get granular.
So first they say it increases cellular energy by upping the production of ATP, that energy molecule we were talking about.
Okay, so more energy.
Yeah, which makes sense because more efficient mitochondria should theoretically make more energy from the same amount of food.
So easier weight management and more energy for everything else.
Right. Who wouldn't want that?
True. But what about the actual fat burning? How does it do that?
They say that by improving mitochondrial function, Mitolyn helps your body burn stored fat for energy instead of just storing it, like making those tiny powerhouses more efficient at burning fat.
So it's all about those mitochondria.
Yeah, and here's where it gets even more interesting. They also talk about Mitolyn reducing oxidative stress, which I think is like damage to our cells from free radicals, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oxidative stress happens naturally, but it speeds up aging and can lead to all sorts of health issues. It's interesting they're connecting it to weight loss because research has shown a link between oxidative stress, inflammation, and how our metabolism works.
Right, so they're saying that Mitolyn's blend of antioxidants like Maqui Berry and astaxanthin helps protect our cells from that damage, so we're healthier overall and maybe even age slower.
Adding another layer to their claims for sure.
And they didn't stop there. They even say Mitolyn helps with adapting to stress and improves mental clarity because it has adaptogenic herbs like Rhodiola rosea and schizandra.
Interesting. So what are adaptogens?
I've heard of them, but I'm not really sure how they work.
They're pretty amazing, actually. They're natural substances that help your body handle stress and stay balanced.
Okay.
So including them in a weight loss supplement makes sense because we all know that stress can mess with your hormones, make you crave bad food, and yeah, you gain weight.
So basically they're claiming that Mitolyn not only helps with metabolism and fat burning, but also stress, mental clarity, even healthy aging, all with natural ingredients.
That's a bold claim.
It does sound impressive,
Yeah.
but I wonder what people who've actually tried Mitolyn have to say about it.
Yeah, that's the real test.
Right, so what are their experiences? Because sometimes those marketing promises don't really match reality.
You got that right. Testimonials can be powerful, but you got to be a little skeptical too, you know?
Totally. Companies always pick the best reviews, and we don't always get the whole story.
Exactly. It's just one side of the coin.
Exactly. And speaking of testimonials, the Mitolyn website has a bunch of these glowing reviews, from people who seem really happy with the product.
Okay.
Like there's Peggy B. She says she lost a ton of weight, like 35 pounds, and now she feels so much more confident, enjoys looking in the mirror again.
That's a huge change. 35 pounds. I can see why she'd feel good about that.
Right. And then there's Russell L. He says he dropped 29 pounds and finally has enough energy to keep up with his kids without feeling totally wiped.
Yeah, more energy is a big thing, especially for parents.
Totally. And we can't forget Connie A. She's down 40 pounds and says Mitolyn helped her feel healthier and happier, more like herself again.
It's always inspiring to hear those stories, people turning their lives around like that.
For sure. But again, these are just a few stories they chose to share.
Right, it's not the whole picture.
It's encouraging, but it's not like hard scientific proof.
Exactly. To really know if Mitolyn works, we need more than just stories. We need actual research.
So does the science back it up? Did you find any studies about mitochondrial function and weight loss?
That's the million-dollar question. And the thing is, the Mitolyn website doesn't link to any specific studies. They just say clinically researched ingredients, but no details.
So it's like a vague claim that doesn't really tell us much.
Yeah, lots of promises, but not a lot of evidence.
So what's someone supposed to do if they're interested in Mitolyn but also want to make a smart decision?
I think the main thing is to be informed. Don't take their word for it. Do your own research, look for different opinions, and see if you can find any independent studies or reviews from sources you trust.
Don't fall for the hype, especially when it comes to your health.
Right, and if you're thinking about trying Mitolyn, or any supplement for that matter, talk to your doctor first.
Good point.
They can help you figure out the potential benefits and risks, based on your medical history and any medications you're taking.
So it's about a personalized approach, not just generic claims.
Exactly. And speaking of personalized approaches, I noticed something on the Mitolyn website in that huge FAQ section.
Oh yeah, it seemed like they were trying to cover every question someone might have.
Yeah, and while most of it was about stuff like dosage, ingredients, shipping, there was one question that stood out to me. What if Mitolyn doesn't work for me?
That's a good question.
It kind of suggests they know it might not work for everyone.
Like they're acknowledging that possibility.
Right, and it hints that maybe they have a return policy or a satisfaction guarantee, which would be reassuring for people who are on the fence.
Trying to build trust.
Yeah, but they don't actually give any details about that in the FAQ.
So it's like they bring it up, but don't give a straight answer.
Kind of a missed opportunity, I think. Being upfront about the return policy would show they really believe in their product.
It shows confidence.
Exactly. So that's something for our listener to think about. If you're considering Mitolyn, look into their return policy before buying.
Always good to know what your options are if it doesn't work out.
No. Anything else in the FAQ stand out to you?
Yeah, one thing was the question about side effects. They recommend talking to a doctor before taking Mitolyn, especially if you have any health conditions or take medication.
Responsible, even natural supplements can have side effects or interact with meds.
Exactly, and that reminds us to not just rely on the company's website.
Do your own research, talk to your doctor, get personalized advice.
So we've covered a lot. Mitolyn's claims, the science or lack of it, user experiences, even their FAQ section. It's been a deep dive for sure, but what does it all mean for our listener? What are the key takeaways?
That's what we'll talk about as we wrap up our Mitolyn deep dive.
Right, so we've learned a lot about Mitolyn, what they say it does, the science behind it, what people are saying about it. But as we wrap things up here, what are your final thoughts? What should our listeners take away from all this?
I think the biggest takeaway is while Mitolyn tells a good story and those potential benefits are intriguing, we got to be a little skeptical about those claims.
Yeah, because like we said, their website doesn't really give much hard evidence to support what they're saying. So we're basically going off testimonials and marketing, which can be persuasive, but not always, the most reliable.
Exactly. And while those personal stories are valuable, they're not the same as solid scientific research. So if anyone out there is thinking about trying Mitolyn, I'd say do your homework. See if you can find any independent studies or reviews from trustworthy sources.
Don't just buy into the hype, especially when it comes to your health.
Right. And remember, weight loss is complicated. There are so many factors involved. Your genes, your lifestyle, any underlying health conditions you might have. Even your gut bacteria plays a role. There's no magic pill. And what works for one person might not work for another.
So even if Mitolyn does help some people lose weight, it's probably not going to be the only thing that does it. It's probably best when combined with a healthy diet, exercise, managing stress, all those lifestyle changes.
Absolutely. It's about a sustainable approach, not just a quick fix, And that often means addressing the reasons why you gained weight in the first place, not just the weight itself.
And let's not forget talking to your doctor. They can give you personalized advice, help you figure out the risks and benefits of any new supplement, and make sure it fits with your overall health goals.
That's so important. Even though Mitolyn is marketed as natural, you still need to be aware of possible side effects or how it might interact with any medications you're taking.
So in the end, The decision to try Mitolyn is up to you, but we hope that by going through all this information, we've given you the tools to make an informed choice.
Weigh those potential benefits against the potential risks and decide what feels right for you based on your own needs and circumstances.
And remember, there's nothing wrong with getting help and advice from healthcare professionals, nutritionists, even personal trainers. They can be great resources on your weight loss journey.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into Mitolyn, we'll leave you with this thought.
Based on what we've discussed today, do you think Mitolyn could be a tool for you on your weight management journey?
Keep learning, keep researching, keep asking questions, because the best choices are the ones you make when you're informed.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Mitolyn. We hope you found it helpful and insightful, and be sure to check out our other deep dives where we explore all kinds of fascinating topics, from the latest scientific discoveries to the cultural trends shaping our world. Until next time, keep diving deep.